He slid the binder toward me like it was a menu, not a mirror. White plastic cover, blue tab dividers, a yellow post-it on the front that said, Draft. Talk through. Inside, a table of contents, a net worth statement, bank balances printed yesterday, a valuation letter for his company, and a first pass at a prenuptial agreement with my name spelled correctly on every page. It was 10 in the morning on a Saturday, and my fiancé had brought a prenup in a 3-ring binder to our kitchen island like we were about to make pancakes. I laughed. You really did a whole tab system. Color coding calms me down, he said, smiling a little. And I didn't want you to feel ambushed. There's a cover letter from my attorney that explains what's negotiable. You should have your own attorney. I'll pay. I flipped to the first blue tab. Separate property remains separate. Okay. Second tab. No claim on premarital business. Third. Full disclosure attached. Every number had supporting documents, statements, valuation reports, tax returns. It was the least sexy thing I'd ever seen, and it made me angrier than a DM from an ex. I don't need a contract to promise I love you, I said. If you want me to sign this, maybe I'm marrying the wrong guy. He took a breath slow. I'm not asking you to promise love. I'm asking us to agree on what happens if we stop being our best selves. I wanted a fight. I wanted him to be a villain so I could be a heroine. So if you cheat, I get nothing? That's what this is. That's not what it says, he said, tapping the page. Also, FYI, punitive cheating clauses aren't enforceable in a lot of states. My attorney put a note about that. But we can talk about fault. My goal isn't to punish either of us. I want transparency, no secret debt, no mess if this goes sideways. I also want fair spousal support if one of us sacrifices work for kids. It's all here. I stared at the neat stacks. I'm good at messy romance, he's good at tidy reality. Lucas, I said, using the voice I save for customer service calls and my mother, asking me to sign something before the wedding feels like you don't trust me. He rested his elbows on the counter. It's because I trust people to be human. Including us. We'd been together 3 years, engaged for 6 months, wedding in October, venue deposit paid, my dress bought while crying happy tears in a mirror with good lighting. Lucas owns a small logistics software company. He started in a garage with 2 friends and a sublease. He pays himself well now, not stupid rich, but close to your accountant calls just to chat. I'm a senior account manager at a marketing firm. I'm not broke. I'm also not spreadsheet fluent the way he is. The first time I saw his budget, I said, I didn't know Excel could do that. And he said, Excel can do everything if you tell the truth. My truth is this. I didn't want to talk about leaving on a day we'd planned to taste cake. I didn't want a binder on a morning when I wanted a bouquet. I didn't want to admit that the word prenup makes my stomach feel like a traffic stop. If you loved me, you wouldn't need one, the petty voice whispered. If I signed one, I'd be the girl who came with terms. He didn't push. He said, think about it. Please find your own lawyer. Take as long as you need. He kissed my cheek, washed the French press, and went to his Saturday basketball game like we hadn't just turned our kitchen into a contracts seminar. I did not find my own lawyer. I found my group chat. Me. He gave me a prenup in a binder. Tabs. Ari, girl run. Maya. Or Reddit. My cousin didn't, and now she's paying off his secret crypto debt. Me. But love? Jules. Love can live with boundaries. Also, no judge will let him waive child support. That's illegal everywhere. Ari. I still say run. Maya. To a lawyer. By Sunday night, I'd posted a coy Instagram story. A close-up of the binder tabs with a caption. Is this romance now? And a poll. Prenup equals smart/prenup equals ick. The responses lean 60-40 smart, and the 40 made me feel righteous. Lucas didn't comment. He doesn't talk to the internet when he can talk to me. He tried again the next week, this time at the dining table, not the counter. He brought highlighters. He brought me water. He brought the quiet patience of someone who has already decided to be kind even if I don't deserve it. Can we go page by page? He asked. I went straight to the line that made my spine heat up. Section 4. Support. Both parties waive spousal support except as otherwise provided here. Translation. I get nothing. Keep reading, he said. It ties to section 5. If either of us steps back from work to raise kids or relocate for the other, the waiver doesn't apply. It auto-calculates support based on income at separation and years out of the workforce. My attorney said judges like formulas. Or we can switch to guideline support with a review period. Your lawyer will have thoughts. My lawyer, I echoed, pretending she existed. Also, separate property stays separate, he continued. Your premarital retirement accounts, your grandmother's ring. Protected. No blending without a paper trail. If I try to sneak business funds into marital accounts, that stays mine and I have to reimburse. If you rack up a secret credit card debt, that stays yours. Disclosure is the whole point. He paused. And Emily? It has to be signed at least a month before the wedding. And we both need independent counsel. That's pretty standard. If we rush it, a judge can throw it out. I don't want a wedding with a countdown to a contract, I snapped. I want a wedding with a countdown to us. He nodded once. Then let's not wait. Let's start now. I didn't start. I let the binder sit on a chair and hated it every time I walked by. I told myself if I ignored it long enough, it would turn into a keepsake box for napkin samples. I also told myself I would be the exception. The couple who never fights about money because we're nicer than normal people. 2 weeks later, he sent an email. Subject line, prenup timeline. So we don't get jammed. Bullet points. Of course. With dates and soft deadlines. Find counsel by June 1st, first red line by June 15th, mediation if needed July, final signature by September 1st. He CC'd no one. He wrote, this is me trying to be respectful of your time and the vendors. He closed with, I love you. I want this to be fair. I forwarded it to Ari with a skull emoji and she replied, he's planning your divorce. I didn't notice the pit forming under my feet until I fell in. Because while I was posting polls, Lucas was doing something boring and devastating. Calling vendors. Asking cancellation windows. Confirming refund cutoffs. Asking whether postponements counted as cancellations for deposit purposes. He was not threatening. He was not bluffing. He was gathering facts like sandbags. The fight came a month later, after I finally booked a consult with a lawyer whose office smelled like lemon and outcomes. She skimmed the draft, asked about my income, asked whether I was planning to change my name, no, and told me 3 things I did not want to hear. 1. This is not a screw you prenup. 2. You need independent counsel. Not mine, not his. Yours. 3. Sign it early or don't sign at all. Judges don't like duress. What about a cheating clause? I demanded, clinging to the only weapon the movies had handed me. Like if he cheats I get the house? In our state, fault clauses aren't reliably enforceable, she said gently. Courts don't like private penalties. They like bright lines and disclosure. We can negotiate support, carve-outs, relocation assistance, attorney fees if someone breaches. But you can't punish someone for being unfaithful via contract. You can divorce them. I left angry at the law for failing my dramaturgy. At home, I lit the fuse. You'd throw me out with nothing, I said the second Lucas walked in, before he'd even put his keys down. Your fancy attorney says I can't even protect myself if you cheat. He didn't roll his eyes. He poured water into a glass and handed it to me. If I cheat, divorce me, he said. Please don't stay for the house. And if you decide this isn't romantic enough and call it off, where does that leave me? I asked, voice going thinner than I meant. He set the glass down. Honestly? Better than if we pretended we agree and then blow up 6 weeks before the wedding. We're not aligned about this, Em. That's okay. What's not okay is pretending we are while the refund windows close. He had a spreadsheet for those windows. A week later he sent another email. Venue 80% until June 30th. Caterer keeps tasting fee. Photographer. Full refund up to July 15th. Band. 50% after July 1st. Dress. Store credit only. He ended with, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make sure we have choices. If we don't sign by July 15th, I will cancel so neither of us loses more than we already put down. You'd really cancel the wedding, I said. I would rather cancel a wedding than start a marriage with different definitions of trust, he said, and I hated that my body recognized the sentence as honest. I didn't sign by July 15th. I didn't even send my lawyer's red lines. I ghosted her. I posted an Instagram about romance over paperwork, with a blurry photo of a sunset. People hearted it. The internet cheered while my life quietly changed categories in a spreadsheet. On July 16th, Lucas called the venue at 9:01 a.m. He CC'd me on the email that followed. Per our call, please process cancellation. Attached, signed cancellation form. We understand we forfeit 20%. The photographer replied within the hour. Refund initiated. The band sent an invoice for the non-refundable portion with a nice note. The caterer thanked us for letting them know before they'd ordered perishables. Logistics are love. Love is logistics. I kept finding different ways to cry. That night, he came home with a garment bag over his shoulder and a small cardboard box in his hand. He set the box on the island and opened it to reveal my ring. I'm not asking you to return it, he said. The store will take it back within 30 days if you want. Or keep it. But we're not getting married next month. Are we breaking up? I asked, hating how teenage it sounded. We're not getting married, he repeated softly. What we are after that depends on whether we can tell each other the truth without a poll. I moved into my sister's guest room. I posted less. I learned, painfully and late, that a prenup is not a curse. It's a conversation with signatures. It can't stop someone from lying. But it can force two people to look at uncomfortable facts with the lights on. I had wanted romance to do math. Lucas had asked me to do math before we did romance. I had called that unromantic. He had called it sane. 2 months later, our venue posted a photo of a fall wedding that wasn't ours. I felt that weird double pain of relief and grief. 3 months after that, I saw Lucas at the farmer's market with a woman in a red raincoat laughing at his dumb joke about beets. He looked rested. She looked like someone who could read a binder, and not make it a referendum on love. He saw me and gave a small, kind nod. The sort of wave you give to someone you hope is okay from over there. He wins because he didn't turn the prenup into a weapon. He made it a litmus test. He didn't rant, he returned deposits. He didn't threaten revenge. He drew a deadline and kept it. He left me my dignity when I hadn't left much on the table. And he kept his peace. I met with my lawyer again. I asked questions I should have asked in June. I started a savings plan with automatic transfers and stopped rolling my eyes at the part of adulthood that uses binders. I don't think a prenup is unromantic anymore. I think it's an agreement about how we'll behave when we're not at our cutest. The next time someone hands me tabs, I'll bring a pen. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. She called a prenup unromantic, stalled, and tried to crowdsource her way out. He calmly set deadlines, confirmed refund windows, and canceled before it became a financial disaster. Lesson: a prenup isn't a lack of love. It's a plan for when love alone isn't enough. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks and see y'all tomorrow.